So if you recognize that bridge right there, you know exactly where I'm at. Palatka, Florida's St. Johns River. Historic St. Johns River because we've had a lot of Bassmaster tournaments here through the years. I think this is the 6th elite event here on the St. Johns. Seems like we fish here a year or two and then we go other places for a few years, but this is a great place to start the 2020 elite season. Super excited about it. So the St. Johns River is the longest river in Florida. It's like over 300 miles. A lot of decisions to be made when they leave this boat dock tomorrow morning. Do I go south? Do I go north? Here's what I think is going to be a player this year. And I'm just guessing here, but it's long overdue. Someone going north and winning this event. Lake George is where everyone knows a lot of big fish are caught year in and year out, but there will be guys going north and 50 miles south, and that big decision tomorrow morning when you take off, because when you've got this much area to cover, there's no way you can do it all in one day. If you try, you end up spending your time running around and not fishing like you need to. But it's going to be very interesting to watch this tournament unfold. It very seldom is won in the same area twice. Where Rick Clunn won last year on the north end of Lake George is a good area, but it seems to always be something different. So I think this year you better keep your eyes on someone going 20, 30 miles north rather than going 40 and 50 miles south like tournaments have been won here in the past. The day the tournament starts, you guessed it, a storm's coming in. Wind's supposed to blow 10 to 20 miles an hour. Be a great day to use your spot lock, no doubt about it. There'll be guys that run long distances to Lake George. There's no secret. There'll be guys going there. There'll be some guys going north. But here's what I think will happen here at this particular event. Once they make those long runs, they're going to hunker down in areas and really use their talons a lot if you spot a bedding fish, or if you found one little small patch of grass, lock in with your talons. Fish one area for a long time, fish for, heck, just a few years back, I guess it's been more than a few years, maybe 5 years ago, I started on a little over a 10-pounder. Certainly had my talons down, luckily caught that fish. That's a great way to start the season. Somebody will do that tomorrow. We saw 11-pounder here caught last year, multiple 9-pounders, double-digit fish definitely going to be caught here this week. So one thing, once those guys hunker down in an area like Lake George, I think the majority of the field will probably be spending quite a bit of time in Lake George. It's a long run down there, you know, 35 miles or so. Once they get there, put the trolling motor down, put the Ultrex in the water, and just pick apart these areas that these fish are in. Whether you're in lily pads or some other kind of vegetation, a lot of lily pads down on the south end, no doubt about it. And it takes a trolling motor like the Ultrex to plow through that stuff, because there's thick areas that you literally have to plow through. And that trolling motor will absolutely do it. Once you get where you want to be, spot lock or talons down, one or the other. But those tools that these guys absolutely have to use and need to compete here on the elites have changed the game. People ask all the time, are the fishermen better than they were 20 years ago, Davy? Well, yes, but you know what's really better, no doubt about it? The tools that we get to use, from the boats and the motors, the Ultrex, the talons, the Bassmaster, using your spot lock, using all that stuff, that helps those fishermen be better. There's no doubt about it. It has changed our sport, no doubt about it.